So you think you're ready to start writing code? No, you're not. I think to I plan to slow you down one more time. First, I'm going to show you a little bit about tables. Do you use tables? No, I'm not talking about the big board that we take food from. I'm not talking about the kitchen table. I'm talking about your week schedule, for example, which looks like a table, I guess. And for example, you might have those classes each week. You don't have exactly those classes? You have something else in your school? It's a strange school. So I really want to think for a little bit about such tables, because there is something we need to understand about tables. This table have 5 columns for each of the working days of the week and 6 lines for each of the 6 hours you can spend in school. Some of the days don't have 6 hours, so they are empty. When you see this table or a specific cell from the table, you want to know what this cell shows. For example, here it's written that you will have a class for baking. I guess I can stop thinking about food. But what does it mean that baking is written exactly here? Well, it's under Thursday and it's on line 2. So this baking written here means that in Thursday you have a class of baking, and it's not going to be the first class for the day. Before baking, you have to learn something about mixing food. So this is the previous class for the day. Okay. I wonder what the left cell in the table means. It says coding. It's on the same line as baking, but it's in the left. Well, this means that in the previous day of the week you will have coding, but in the same hour, in the second hour of the day. Okay. What if we go to the right? It says relaxing, and it's our second class for the last day, Friday. It looks like when we are moving left or right, we are changing the day of the week. And when we are moving up or down in the table, we are changing the hour we are going to study this class in. Okay? I'm not sure this was interesting for you, and I'm pretty sure you don't understand why I'm teaching this. Actually, there are other types of tables that you can use, and even your computer screen is also a table. It's a table with really pushed close to each other a lot of shiny dots. Do you know how they are called? All the colored dots that your computer screen can show are called pixels, and we can use software like Paint to change some of them. For example, I can make this pixel purple because I really hate it, and I wonder which pixel was it. Well, Paint can tell me this information because some of the graphic designers care about which exact pixels they've changed and which pixel to change next. So the pixel that I've changed was on line 180 and in column 327. You wonder how I guessed those numbers? Does it look like I just moved the mouse to a random pixel? Yes, that's what I did. But Paint shows me where the mouse was. Right in the bottom left corner of Paint, you can see that the numbers here are changing very fast when I move the mouse. And that's because every time when I move the mouse, even if it's really a tiny movement, I'm entering a different pixel. For example, if I move the mouse in the left direction, I'm moving it to pixels with smaller number for column, smaller first number. Now I'm moving the mouse and the first number is decreasing, but if I start moving it to the right, the first number is increasing. The second number was also changing a little bit, but that's because I wasn't so perfect to keep the same line all the time. Instead, if I try to change exactly the line, if I start moving down really rapidly, the second number is going to start changing really rapidly. It is going to start increasing. Do you see the second number changing? Those numbers are called coordinates. They are used in tables perhaps, but mainly in coordinate systems. If this is the first time that you hear the word coordinates, don't be scared, because as I already showed you, you really have used coordinates. You just didn't know they are called this way, and you can choose different name for them. I was saying that one of the coordinates is day of the week and the other coordinate is the class for the day. Or in Paint, the first number here is the rightness of the pixel and the second number is the downness of the pixel. How much lines are above this pixel is the same as the downness or the line of the pixel. There are also two more names I want you to remember for those two numbers, because many mathematicians, programmers, physicians use those names. I will call those two numbers X and Y. I usually hate names that are so short, but because you can't be sure if somebody say hey F or hey M or hey T. Well, you can't name a lot of things with only one letter, and if you use all the letters from the alphabet to name different things, you can name only 26 things, and you will pretty soon start forgetting which thing is which. So I prefer better names like line and column of the pixel. This is one special case when I'm okay with shorter names like X and Y, because all the mathematicians and all the programmers in the world have agreed to use X as a letter to saying how much columns of pixels are fit to the left of this pixel, and Y is a little bit different for mathematicians and for programmers. We programmers call downness Y. The mathematicians use it for the opposite, but there is a good reason why we programmers call the downness Y.